The family of Akeelah Dixon can sleep easier. The man convicted in this 2-year-old's murder was sentenced to life in prison today. This marks the end of a nearly 5-year-long case. On August 24, 2020, police responded to Vero Green Apartments for a call about a toddler that had drowned in a bathtub. That child was Akeelah, who had been left in Clark's care. He was dating her mother at the time. Clark claimed the incident was an accident, but the death was ruled a homicide after evidence revealed injuries caused by blunt force trauma and strangulation. Deshawn Clark was found guilty of first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse back in May. Today, the 26-year-old was given the maximum punishment of life in prison for murder plus 30 years for child abuse to be served consecutively. Akeelah's family was in the courtroom. They say this harsh punishment is exactly what he deserved, and they're starting to move forward.
We'll never know why, but we're a good family. We stick together, we support each other, and it's just closure for us, just glad that it's over.
Judge Robert Meadows described the crime as worse than brutal. Akeelah would have turned 7 yesterday. Clark's lawyer says they will appeal the sentence.
So you may remember this case goes all the way back to August 2020 when police responded to the Vero Green's apartment for a call about a child who had drowned. Now that child was Akeelah, who was left in the care of Clark at that time while he was dating her mother. Now Clark claimed the incident was an accident, but the death was ruled a homicide after evidence revealed injuries caused by blunt force trauma and strangulation. The 26-year-old was found guilty of first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse back in May. And on Friday, Clark was given the maximum punishment of life in prison, plus 30 years to be served consecutively. Akeelah's family was in the courtroom as Clark stood there with no expression during sentencing. They say this punishment is exactly what he needed.
Not only did you murder her viciously, but you did that in front of Brooklyn, a baby. I know she was traumatized and scared. I have nightmares because of your actions on the morning of August 24th, 2020. No amounts of sorries will ever bring her back to us.
Now, Clark's lawyer says they are going to file an appeal on this sentencing, and Akeelah would have turned 7 last week.
A story you'll see only on CBS 12 News. It involves a toddler's death that shocked many in a Vero Beach community. This is the 2-year-old girl who was brutally killed, Akeelah Dixon. And the man accused of the alarming crime was someone the family knew well. Almost 5 years later, his murder trial is getting underway. The victim's family spoke exclusively with our Lucie Ortiz tonight. She joins us outside the Indian River County Courthouse with their reaction. Lucie?
It's the trial they've been waiting for. And as they fight for justice, they want to make sure that what happened to 2-year-old Akeelah is not forgotten. Akeelah Dixon, just 2 years old in the light of everyone's eye, was killed. Loved ones claim at the hands of a man they trusted.
She was so smart, and she was just a beautiful soul. Seeing the memories and, her picture popping up. It's just hard.
It's been 5 years, but for them, it still feels like yesterday when Indian River County deputies responded to Vero Green Apartments on August 24, 2020. Deshawn Clark, who was 22 at the time and dating Akeelah's mother, was alone at the apartment with Akeelah and her baby sister. He told investigators it was an accidental bathtub drowning.
I left work immediately. And then once I got to the hospital, I learned that she didn't drown, that they weren't letting anyone see her or touch her because they saw signs of bruising.
A medical examiner said Akeelah died from injuries caused by multiple blunt force trauma and strangulation, ruling her death a homicide.
Just not being able to comfort your child the way that a mother should, because no one should experience something like this.
In 2021, a grand jury indicted Clark for first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse. He remains jailed, awaiting trial.
I hope that every day that he has life in his body, that it bothers him. I hope he has nightmares like we do.
Pepe, smile.
A family left with nothing but memories of Akeelah, and together they are standing strong, hopeful that justice will prevail.
So we can have closure. You know, it's been a long 5 years. She matters, and we want justice.
And we're her voice now.
Yeah.
Like, we're her voice.
So far, calls and emails to Clark's attorney were left unanswered. Court records show his trial is set to begin Monday, May 19th at 9 a.m. In Vero Beach, I'm Lucie Ortiz, CBS 12 News.